let's talk about bulking up without getting fat. First and foremost, I highly suggest you don't change a thing for 5 days when it comes to your diet. Track every single morsel of food you eat and every single liquid calorie you consume for 5 days in a row. Then add all the numbers up and divide by 5, and that's going to give you an average. Then you're going to add 500 calories to that. That is step one. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Next thing you want to do is compound exercises in the gym, and you also want to do complexes with kettlebells. Compound exercises, I've said it before and I'll say it again, rely on multiple muscles and multiple joints working in concert. They enable you to maximize the amount of weight you can lift, and they help build muscle fast. Also, they are quite arduous and they cause your heart rate to elevate, and they help improve your cardiovascular strength and help you burn more calories. And cardio is more than just hopping on a treadmill and running. It's any exercise that keeps your heart rate elevated for an extended period of time. So you bet your bottom dollar that by doing weight training, you can do cardio at the same time. And that brings us to kettlebells. Kettlebells are my personal favorite tools that were ever invented hundreds of years ago, and I'm glad that they're mainstream these days. You can do individual exercises like Turkish get-ups, snatches, presses, squats, lunges, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Or you can do complexes, which involve multiple movements going on at once. For example, if you did a swing, a high pull, a catch, and then a goblet squat, you're doing 3 exercises in one. And if you repeat that multiple times, you're doing a bunch of reps, and then if you did a bunch of sets, you're going to be doing a high amount of cardiovascular training, plus you're going to do strength training, and you're going to build muscle endurance and mass all into one. And then if you gradually increase your weights as you go along, just do the math. You're going to build beautiful, gorgeous, rippling muscles, and you're going to burn a ton of fat. Now, let's talk about cardio. Do you do cardio or do you not do cardio when you're trying to bulk up? Yes, you always do cardio. But again, if you're doing high intensity weight training, your cardio is already built in. But if you happen to be one of those people who love to do cardio anyway, then I suggest you do high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT. Start with about a 5-minute light warm up, and then rip it as hard as you can for 30 seconds. Come down to a light pace for 60, and then alternate back and forth for about 20 minutes. 5-minute cool down, and you're done. You're out the door. Once you get into better cardiovascular shape, you can then start flipping your intervals around and doing longer high-intensity intervals and shorter low-intensity intervals, which is what I happen to favor. Get to a point where you can do about 45 seconds all out, and then about 15 seconds of very light or complete rest, and then repeat that cycle for 15 to 20 minutes, and then finish with a cool down. And the type of cardio that you choose is completely irrelevant. It could be sprints on a treadmill, it could be sprints on a curved treadmill, which is manually operated, which is the one that I like. It could be on a cardio on a Jacob's ladder, it could be elliptical training, it could be stair climbing, it could be whatever it is, as long as you interval and go back and forth between high and low intensity. This type of training not only burns a ton of calories while you do it, but it boosts your metabolism for 24 to 48 hours afterward, and it's been known to boost testosterone. And as you know, testosterone is a very important hormone to keep elevated if you're trying to build and maintain muscle mass. Another trick of the trade I would suggest is working out in a fasted state. It doesn't have to be like 24 hours or 48 hours. 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. If you work out in a fasted state, your human growth hormone is at a higher level than when you eat before a workout. So building muscle while losing fat is dependent on hormone optimization. And the best way to do that is to make sure HGH is elevated when you're going into a workout. And the best way to do that is through 12 to 14 hours of fasting. And when your HGH levels are high, you're also in a good fat burning zone. So you're going to be building muscle and maintaining it while you're burning fat. And then when you do fasted workouts for a while, your body's become fat adapted, and you're going to burn more fat over a 24 to 48 hour span of time after the workouts, and that's going to be equally as beneficial. I'm going to jump back to the food thing again. Increase your calories by 500. That's for the day. When you do that, jump on the scale and see how you're making out, and also see where your body fat is at. And you don't have to get fancy and go to the local college and do hydrostatic weighing or anything like that. Just find a tool that works for you. The handheld body fat analyzer is fine. The scale that you step on in bare feet that gives you your body fat percentage, that's totally fine. They may not be 100% accurate, but it's just a metric that you're going for here. So get up in the morning, use the bathroom, check your body fat percentage and your weight, and that's the perfect time to do it, and do it at the same time with the same conditions every time you weigh in and every time you check your body fat. By checking your body fat, you know exactly if you're going to be gaining mass and losing body fat or not. Because if your body fat percentage is going up and your weight is going up, you have to make some adjustments. So at that point, either tweak your calories down a little bit, maybe to 300, 250 every 2 weeks, or beef your workouts up a little bit more. Take shorter rest breaks, lift heavier weights, make them a little bit more intense, add a little bit more cardio in there, and then kind of shift things around so you get to a point where your body fat percentage is staying low and your weight is starting to go up. Or your body fat is staying where it is and your weight is going up. That is the key thing that you want to check. So to summarize all this, work out in a fasted state, do compound exercises, do complexes with kettlebells, do high intensity interval training with cardio, and eat 2 to 3 meals a day with no snacks in between. And have lots of water. And don't worry about eating 6 to 8 or 10 or 12 or 20 meals a day and waking up in the middle of the night eating cottage cheese. It's all a bunch of hoo-yah. Don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I would stick with 2 to 3 meals. Don't eat late at night. Keep your meals more between like 10 and 6, 10 and 7 at the latest, and you're gonna be good to go. Add calories to those meals. Your body will adapt over time, and it's gonna be a piece of cake once you get to it. So there you have it. That's how you can bulk up without gaining fat, and good luck with it, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Until next time.